Good morning, everybody. I'm Wayne Campbell, and this is the driver's side. Your morning drive with the driver's side. Real drivers, real talk. Before we get into everything, guys, let me slow down and say we are sponsored by Trucker Tools, so please download that app, tap that app. Let us know how that app's working for you. It's got all the tools a trucker needs right in a simple little app. And I'm going to go to good mornings first before I go to anything else, because, man, do I need my brothers sisters more than ever right now. Chris Constantine, good morning. Gary Stretch Phelps, good morning. Dean Maru, good morning. Ding. Valerie Sparkles, good morning. Jesse Williams, good morning. Charles Bundy, good morning. Whew. Let me take a breath because I really just want to rip right into this. Good morning, honey.
Morning.
I love you.
I love you too, babe.
Let me say thank you to everybody first. Thank you to everybody. Each and every one of you have made this platform successful. Our numbers are literally through the roof, right, Mitt?
Yeah.
I got my first million view video. I got 1 million views over the weekend, guys. Or we all got 1 million views. It was on TikTok, but we still got 1 million views. I don't care. We got 1 million views. Remember, guys, that brings me to like and share into your groups. We actually got a good show ahead of us this morning. We have Philip Brown in the building. Philip Brown's going to be talking. We're going to talk economy, but we're going to get to what's going on in your trucking world. Okay, guys, it's a sad day. I started off yesterday out on the strip with a peaceful protest that got turned into a violent thing. I was proud yesterday. By the time I left, I was proud that my city showed up and were protesting in a peaceful manner. And as I was leaving, I did see people coming on the other side of the strip that I wasn't on, and they were in the streets. And there was a few young men in the middle of the street just walking in front of cop cars. And the cops were asking nicely to please not be in the street. It is against the law. It is against the law to be in the street. So they wouldn't listen, and they pretty much provoked them. I left. I was supposed to go live again, but the outcome this morning was a police officer shot in the head. So my thoughts and my prayers go out to everybody in this world that's being affected by what's going on, especially in our own country. I don't recognize my country today, and I'm sad to say that. What I want to say is things are being done in a manner that I've never seen before because I've personally seen it myself. I did see hype men. Okay? I work a camera for a living now. You guys know how I do your videos on trucks. You guys saw me at the Independence COVID cruise just recently, and I walked down the middle of motorcyclists, and they rev the engines, and they hollered, ah, and it was just because I had a camera, and I just walked up the middle of them. So things are being orchestrated, strings are being pulled, people are being provoked, and people are being, this is not on the level. I can say that because my city wouldn't tear up their own city. I know that my people would not go up and shoot a metro officer for no reason because they want to protest, and they were being stopped from protesting. I know that. I don't know what's going on because I lived through the Rodney King riots. I lived through the LA riots. I lived through that trial, and it's nowhere near what this is. The thing that I'm afraid of is things are going to start dying down, and this guy's going to show up in a courtroom, and it's going to hype back up. And the reason why I'm saying all this is because I need you drivers to listen to this. The first thing you need to do every day is to prepare for your pre-trip. But also now you need to start securing your airlines, okay? Start securing things, start making sure you have protection, making sure you're being super aware of your surroundings. I am not kidding. There's reports of airlines being popped. There's reports of drivers hose clamping their airlines down. I saw a Snyder truck, and I'll post the video. It's in my live video. I saw a Snyder truck yesterday approaching Las Vegas Boulevard while these protests were going on. And I didn't understand it because he was literally next to the Trump Towers, and he was making a delivery to is it Fashion Show Mall, honey? It's called Fashion Show Mall here in Las Vegas. It's on the Las Vegas Boulevard. And what I didn't understand is the Snyder truck's coming to make a delivery right there where the heart of this protest is. And we all know what's been going on with trucks in the area of a protest, especially when they're just trying to do their job. What I'm trying to say is, please, big companies, Send out your fleet-wide messages. Make sure your drivers know where they're going. Little company owners, please, please look into where your driver's delivering and look into if they're going to have a protest. Please check your media outlets in that area that your drivers are going into, and please understand that you are being targeted. Period. This is not a joke. You have fire departments in New York calling out maydays. They're tearing up New York. You got the military hovering over crowds in Washington. If you think that you're living in the America you grew up in, you're crazy. Please, and I'm not this guy to sit here and preach anything to you. What I'm trying to say is I saw it firsthand. I'm not going to say that I have a source. I'm going to tell you directly from what I've seen. And I know in my heart that I could hype these crowds up just with a camera. And I did not see a lot of people my age. I saw a lot of young kids. And I don't understand that. Because young kids and young adults can be persuaded and pushed into situations very easily. So please, guys, it's not okay what's going on. And truck drivers, understand something. The one thing, and I know I'm preaching all this to secure yourself, but the one thing I need you to realize, you are the heartbeat of America. You are the most powerful thing in this country at the end of the day. Remember the power you hold at the tip of your fingers. Please do not forget this. And the reason why I say this is because this is how I was raised. This is what I was taught. The driver is the most important thing to us, but they're also the most powerful thing to us. My father always told me, son, he said, son, if drivers ever realize the power they obtain, they could take their industry back. Like that. And it hurts me that I have to do this because I see the comment and it breaks my heart that I want to do a show and I want to have fun with Brian because he adores me. Well, I adore him even more, Natasha. It's a young man that watches the driver's side now, and he watches it faithfully. And I will not stop because of Brian. But I cannot let my brothers and sisters go out there and not know what's actually going on. As far as drivers go, they're going to be arrested and they're going to be put in jail right away if anything happens because of that license. Please understand, until we hear from that driver, it's hearsay. I'm tired of seeing these platforms report on I have a source. Until I hear it from the source, I don't want to hear it from you anymore. I'm the source of what was out on that boulevard last night. I'm the source that has been in the trucking industry. I'm the source that was raised by his father that knows how powerful a truck driver is. I'm tired of my men and my women and my people, let alone just in America, but my brothers and sisters being dragged through the mud. I don't know what it's going to take, but I know that I will not stand by and not try to be there for you in some kind of way, shape, or form, because you're everything to me. But please remember the power that you have. I don't know how to say this any better. And I want to say I feel like I'm preaching, Sheila.
You do? Why?
I don't know. Because my heart hurts.
All right.
My heart literally freaking hurts. I don't recognize this world.
It's definitely chaotic times. Nothing that we've really seen as we remember. I mean, we're repeating history.
We are repeating history, but it's on a different level.
Right. Well, and when a lot of those were going on with all of it, either we weren't even born or we were too young.
Well, I lived through these.
Well, yeah, the riots of L.A.
Right. Mm-hmm. And Bush called the National Guard. They came in and they took over. I watched owners of companies stand on top of rooftops with AR-15s, AK-47s. It was no joke. That's why I'm saying once this guy goes into the courtroom, it's going to hype up again.
I agree.
I mean, dude, it's just like with OJ.
I agree.
That trial was hyped up. I mean, man, it was right. This is not going to go away. I wonder if they're going to Epstein his ass. Excuse my language. Sorry, Brian.
Very well could possibly happen that way?
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to Rebecca Shad. I'm sorry, honey. I love you. Good morning. Thank you for all your hard work, too, man. Trying to stay out of trouble. Terrible. I'm going to get you here in a minute, Philip. But Rebecca says this now. It's time to do a truck protest. Our lives are in danger. You know what? I'm glad she brought that up because the vision, the shot that I saw this morning, honey,
Yeah.
the of the helicopter that you actually showed me was right where the truckers were parked
Right.
2 weeks ago.
Right.
Our brothers and sisters were on that street. Is it
Right.
Constitution Avenue? I think?
Right.
And they were protesting.
Mhm.
And that's why I'm glad Rebecca said that. Because the one thing that came out of that was some unity. They showed how many they can get when the truckers had enough in certain areas. What I'm trying to say is it time for us to actually show our power within numbers and strength and unity and also what we actually mean to this country? You know I want to say the word, but shut down? Not going to go there.
Well, if it comes to that, I mean, it could easily be shut down as far as, drivers not putting themselves at risk and being mobbed. I mean, it looks like something out of like a zombie movie when they all
It
start
does.
attacking. It's
It
crazy. I
does.
mean, it literally looks like a zombie movie. Like
It
they're all
really
looking
does.
like you expect like the whole protesters to be doing this brains.
Oh boy.
I need
You're
brains.
okay.
And then they swarm on them.
Okay
It's
with the
crazy.
brains.
I'm just saying that's what
I
I'm
get it. I get it. All right, let's go. I'm going to go to Zachary Day because I know Zachary Day. I know his family. And Zach, I hope you're staying strong, bro. I really do. Because I couldn't imagine what it's like to be in your shoes today. Okay? The division is just ridiculous. These young kids are out of school, young people out of work. It's the perfect storm. Bam. He took the words right out of my mouth. I've been saying perfect storm for like 3 days.
Yes, you
I've been trying to post it, but I forget because I get squirreled. Get it. Thank you, Zach. It's true. It's true. It is the perfect storm. But like my man Brian's mom says, it's like The Walking Dead.
Hmm?
Natasha, Brian's mom says it's like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Which is zombies.
It's crazy. All right, I'm going to get to a couple more comments, guys, because we do have Philip waiting in the backstage, and it's important that he gets in here because we're going to talk about the truck industry and where it's going and the economy and things that are happening because this dude is he studies real hard. He watches the market. You know, we talked about shipping lanes a few weeks ago with Philip. That's why I really like him. Then he had a few other things. We talked about something else. I can't remember what it was. Now he's talking about this correction, but he's going to go back and touch on the shipping lanes and all that. We're going to talk about where this industry is going. We know we need to protect ourselves, guys. Okay, we know this. We know that we are under attack. I don't need to do a full show about it, but like Becky Underwood says, it is very, very sad. It is. And I do agree with you, Becky, about going back to DC, but I think it's scary right now. I think drivers need to protect themselves and think about actually pulling the power that they actually obtain. And it doesn't need to happen in DC. These protesters and all these people, we can stop them just with the fuel. If you want to get technical, okay? I don't want to be that guy that talks about that, but we know the power we have. My issue is the firefighters calling out for a May Day like the truckers did in Washington, but actually in real life, not just for rates. That's where this is different. So, guys, please make sure you're securing your airlines. Make sure you're doing your pre-trips and make sure you're checking your equipment a little extra today. And make sure you're checking your areas that you're going into even more pre-tripping, pre-planning, and all that. Take it to the next level, guys. Take it to the professional level that you are, and let's try to band together like a band of brothers and sisters that we are. Okay? But no longer ado, I'm going to bring my brother Philip in because, well, this is my man right here. And he's a beer pong state champion, aren't you, sir? I believe that's
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
This guy.
$7.99 to get that trophy.
Look at the visor. The guy's got the visor on. He's definitely
he's
a Floridian.
Yeah, I actually on this thing, I actually have it actually has a little beer opener. I can actually open beer with my shirt. So, it does multi things. For $8, you can't beat it.
You got a multi-purpose hat.
Yeah.
Oh God, you definitely got your full $8 out of that one, didn't you?
Oh yeah, this is my old golf hat. I used to golf with.
Let's check out the shirt. Let me get a. I mean, who did your
Beer
wardrobe
pong.
today? Who
Yeah,
did your
beer
wardrobe
pong.
today?
Yeah, it's my beer pong. It's all the cups that I've, these are cups that are the American flag that I drink in, and
well, what
yeah.
are you hitting these fraternity parties? I mean, what are you parking your
No,
truck outside
no,
Alpha Sci-Fi whatever Omega or whatever? And you going in
no,
beer
no.
pong or what?
I'm asleep
Alpha
at
Beta
8.
Omega, whatever the hell it is.
No, I'm at 6 o'clock. This is my schedule. 6 o'clock I eat, and 7 o'clock I go to sleep. That's it. It's over for me. You know what I mean? I'm in bed at 8, 7. That's it.
All right, Philip. I'm going to ask you just one question in regards to everything going on, and I know you don't want to talk about it. I know because we did talk a little bit before the show. Do truck drivers today need to realize actually how powerful they actually are? Is that one thing drivers need to realize is the power that they obtain, and to actually possibly band together and might have to actually use the power that they have? Yes or no?
No. And yes. No and yes. No, okay. Let me say this to you, okay? Real quick. We have a lot of power if we use it wisely. And what we need
That's
to do...
That's what I was trying to say. I actually...
You know what I mean?
Wrong. You're right.
Sorry. And what I think what we need to do at this stage is get on board with, like a lot of these big organizations are doing, where we band together as truckers, but we have representation that can articulate our message. That's where the power begins and ends at our level and begins at a higher level. And so, somebody has to pick the torch up, and we have to be able to articulate, and we have to be able to get into those halls of Congress and into the Senate, and go to your congressmen and start actually doing it from that side. And then we have power. And that's where I'm at with that.
All right. Thank you, Philip. I appreciate that. And I love what you said. And me personally though, I want to see a little bit of both the wise moves with the political moves that we need to make as truck drivers, getting the right representation. And I also want to see a little outlaw, a little trucker vigilante. But that's my world, because my family's from Jersey. And a lot of things fell off the truck. And boy, a driver can make things appear and disappear. Just saying.
Hey, trust me, I'm from Miami. There a lot of weird shit gets on that truck too. You know what I mean? So,
Well, a lot of weird shit goes from that, our language, dang it. A lot of weird stuff goes from that ship to that truck too. So we're not going to go there.
Exactly.
Oh, that Peruvian. That white Peruvian marching powder is what my father would say. God, oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, I had the old time guys. They had toothpicks. I said, "Oh, that toothpick.
Right.
Let me show you what what I got. You don't need a toothpick.
No.
Yeah.
That's the old days. Those are long and gone.
Oh yeah.
And now we're into the new age. Okay, we're into the new age of things. Now you got synthetic this, synthetic that. But the economy. Let's talk trucking. Let's talk about those. Where are you at, Philip? Brief us on where you're at, because I know your company lives on nothing but load boards. You're a load board operation. Talk to me, Philip. Go ahead. Take it away.
Well, I think what we're seeing today, we're going into a correction, right? Correction is bad, but it's good. And so if we go back to we'd have to go back 3 weeks ago when I was talking about those shipping lanes, right? Because there was a lot of ships that were anchored, and they said, okay, we got to, they can't move internationally, right? So there's a lot of international stuff that comes to this country. If you take a simple lawnmower, if you break a lawnmower down, I don't know what the exact percentage, but a large percentage of it is coming from overseas. Okay, right. So we can't make anything until we get that stuff. Okay, those shipping lanes, when they open up the economy, they open the shipping lanes back up. Those orders are filled, and now they're coming over into this country again. Why is that important for trucking? Because when those ships come in and the containers start getting offloaded, you're going to see on your load boards, if you have access to them, you're going to start seeing longer runs. You're going to start seeing 800, long runs mean 800 miles or more, 600, 700 miles or more. They're coast to coast. They're coming from the port, and they're going into what we call a hub. Okay, so they're redistributing, okay, merchandise into those hubs, and then from those hubs they put them on a different truck and they start regionalizing them. So what you're going to have is when you start seeing those long runs coming out of those ports, you're going to know that it's being ramped up. You're going to start seeing load counts go up. When you get into the region, once they get into the region, you're going to start seeing the lower load counts go up, and then we'll start seeing those rates rise. So that's what you need to look for on those load boards. You need to start seeing the longer runs come in. That's the first phase one, and then the second phase is where they're going to be a regional. You're going to see regional runs ramp up because now the merchandise has gotten into the warehouse. It's back into into the distribution lanes, and off it goes. So that's how it works, right? So we've been in a correction, right? Because we've had too many trucks. Okay, so that's being decreased, right? Go ahead if you want to say it.
No. I'm good.
Yeah, so we're in a correction.
I like what I'm hearing because I'm hearing the trucking industry starting to come back. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and so what's happening is we're having a correction, right? We're watching trucks leave the market. Okay, we've had a lot of stuff happen, and so what you're going to have is, and that's a bad thing, right? Everybody doesn't want to see that, but it's a good thing because now everything in the market is decreasing. So your house that was worth a certain amount is worth less money. So now more people can afford houses. Cars go down in value because they're overpriced. Now people start buying cars. So as we go into a correction, even though it's bad and there's people that are going to lose, it allows the market to reopen again and get more people back into the market again and start being able to afford things again. And they start buying with confidence, and there goes your market again. So it goes down and then it takes back off again. That's where you see what we call the bottoming of a market.
It's going to start fluctuating again is what's going to happen. We have a fluctuating market. Okay. It goes up and down.
Right.
Our economy goes up. Our economy goes down. And
right.
Speaking of that, and you're calling it a correction. I like the fact that you're calling it a correction. Some calling it a reset, but I like the correction because we're what's going to happen is we have all this damage and we have all these things that have been done wrong lately, and we also have to with all this bad stuff that's going on. I'll start with like the COVID-19, all those companies closing, like Avis went down, Hertz went down. I think was it Hertz too? All these. I want to touch on the car rental industry because those cars, 500,000 cars, 500,000 cars are going to have to be moved to auction houses. So now you're going to start seeing that area of trucking picking up. And then, well, all these businesses that have been destroyed and burnt and all that from the rioting are going to be rebuilt. So you're going to see all that type. It's almost like we're going to just bounce back and economy is going to get stronger because it's going to be a rebuild of the country. It's going to be a correction of what happened. Is that someone? Am I wrong here, Philip? Talk to me.
No, you're 100% right. Because I mean, I day trade, so I'm on the markets, right? So I buy stock when they're low, not when they're high. So it's the same in trucking, right? So when you buy a truck, you don't buy it when it's at the highest price; you buy it at the lowest price. So right now we're going into plummeting markets, or what we call a correction. When that market plummets, that's a good time to buy because that's the best deal. And then you survive it, and then when it ramps back up again, you have newer equipment at a lower cost, and then you will do well out here. So, all the drivers out here and the all owner operators, this is a great time to be where you need to be because you have to stick it out, right? Do what you're doing, don't change, but at the same time, understand what you're seeing.
And here's what you say to that is paying attention. So. And on top of this, all this happening, do you think this kind of levels the playing field in a whole? As far as you gave me an example today, like the lemonade example. Go, you know what I'm talking about. The lemonade stand you were talking about. So all these companies that are
yeah. What happens is
but hold on, that can happen in trucking too. When you that scenario that you use, so when you explain this, they'll get it because I said lemonade because that's what we were having a conversation about the other day. And that's why I love having you on because of your insight and how you read things. But with all the trucking companies falling off and with America basically hitting bottom is what I'm seeing, and we're starting a rebuild, do you think that new trucking companies are going to have a big advantage in today's industry?
Yeah, because what happens is the COVID virus expedited, okay, the market crash, right? Because you're going to have a lot of businesses go out, right? So it was happening anyways. Everybody you see going out it just didn't happen, right? They were on the way out. This expedited it. Now you're going to have a lot less.
Oh, where'd Philip go? I lost him. He just completely fell off. Really? Damn it. Philip, you're gone. Tap back in. Holy cow. I've never had this happen. So it's time for me to carry the show, but guess what? Philip's that good.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what happened. Anyways, what you're going to have is you're going to have this, a lot of business go out. But what happens is, and this is the beautiful thing about America. This is why if you're an American, you woke up this morning on this soil, be happy because you are a winner. Okay. If you see a need, and I'll give you an example, is the mask that we were wearing. 3 months ago, nobody wore a mask. Okay. All of a sudden there's this need for masks. What do people do? They go out and they start making masks. Now there's millionaires off of masks. That 3 months ago, you would have never in a million years thought that you'd ever wear a mask, let alone sell one or make one. So what happened?
Not just that, real quick, I want to touch on something because I don't want this to go past. Also, companies that were dying because of COVID switched over to making masks, and they were able to hire back their employees and keep their company and then go back to what they were doing.
That is the bigger picture, right? Where if you're a trucking company and what you were doing before, if it's not working, you have to do something different and make it work. You cannot do the same things with the same, ending with the same result, right? Because we know what that is. Okay, that's insanity. So what's going to happen is you're going to have people that are creative, that are going to make a new market, and they're going to bring this country to another level because new businesses will open up and they will thrive on what's going on today. And the older businesses will they'll empty, they'll go bankrupt, they'll leave, and we're going to have a better market with new businesses. I mean, it's a great time for this country.
It's the saddest. Okay, I'm glad you kind of said it like that because I could actually put that into wording. I could actually put that into it. It's like with my mom. I lost my mom, and my mom was everything to me, just like trucker drivers are everything to this country, and my mother was everything to me. And losing my mother made me become a man, technically, because my mom, she let me be a child my whole life. She loved me. I was her baby. But what I'm trying to say, losing my mom is the saddest but happiest time of my life because I'm free of depending on my mom, and I'm free of that, I guess. I hope everybody understands that. Losing my mother forced me to be who I am today. Is what I'm trying to say, and it was sad, and it's sad to see what America's going through, but to see the rebuild, I kind of am excited about, and I'm excited that I'm on the cutting edge with the driver's side, and I'm going virtual, because virtual's the way to go.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying, Philip? I mean, it's a good time, but it's also sad. But I like the way you say that, though. Even though we have this bad times, the correction's going to be good.
Yeah, because it opens up the market. It allows people to get back in, like the stock market. Okay, the stock market's at all-time highs. If you want to buy a stock, you have to have a lot of money to buy stock. Well, when the decrease is 10, 15%, or what we call correction, then what happens is the average person now can jump back in and invest money because now it's more affordable. The housing market has to dive, the car market has to dive, and in some cases the trucking market has to decline to get people out of the way for newer entrepreneurs to come in and take it to another level. And that's where we're at. And which I think is a great time because you got like we have Brandon who's out, look at this young kid. He's the one that's going to take this to another level.
That dude's amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
That young gun. So he's got a handle. His handle is Young Gun. We can call him Young Gun. You have to remember his name. Just call him Young Gun. And then, we got good old John Herdrich. That dude's a character. That guy's so much fun. I thought I was a character. That dude's really an undercover character. Okay, that guy.
Yeah.
All right, Wayne. I talked to him yesterday. See, John, the thing is I tell everything. I can't keep nothing. John calls me yesterday. Sorry, dude. Are we over this truck protest? Are we over this? Because I want to get back to truck porn and making TikToks.
Well, I'm the same way. I mean, I don't want nothing that changes my direction of moving forward.
Right.
So, I'm all when it comes to daily stuff, I'm more interested in this truck moving, someone else's truck moving. You want to get in, let's go, let's make money. You know what I mean? And I'll cut up with you, I'll make jokes with you. Whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, we got to survive out here. We're coming in some tough times out here.
Right, and I think it's now it's the time for us to band together like a band of brothers and sisters like we've never been before.
Absolutely,
guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and I think we covered it with Philip this morning. I think we've had a great show this morning, Philip. I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll talk to you here this week. You're going to be here a lot more. I hope you're willing to do that because I think drivers can learn a lot, and I think it's about educating the industry today for the new industry we're looking at.
Yeah, because I mean, right now, everybody's scared. There's, I'm an owner operator. I should be scared. I should be worried about, if I sit there and read into what people try to tell me, they're going to convince me that I'm not doing, I'm an owner operator. I'm in trouble. No, listen, no. Go out there and get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and get on the load boards if you're an owner operator and get a job, make profit. And if you're a company driver, go out there and get in that truck and do what you do. And don't be scared of this economy. This economy is going to change back the other way, and you're going to be making a lot of money when it does. So get ready to make money. Get ready to spend money that you make. Don't let the hype scare you into thinking that it's over. Whatever you do, that comes from me.
Philip, you are the heartbeat of America. We'll see you soon, brother. Thank you.
Later, my friend. Later. Bye.
Get it. Oh, wow. We're going to go to comments here, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to start closing the show with comments, okay? So I decided just now that I like the fact that this was a great show today. Please like and share into your groups because I think there was a lot of education and a lot of good information about protecting yourself. And like Philip said, don't let other people influence you that you don't need to be influenced by. Don't let the wrong ones hype you up. Let the right ones hype you up. Be careful of who you're paying attention to. Be careful of who you're listening to, all right? Surround yourself with the people you want to be like. Be a world-class thinker, okay? Not a middle-class thinker. All right? I've surrounded myself with men like John Herdrich and Brandon Carpenter, Young Gun, and Grumpy John, because I know I want to be successful at this. And I know if I surround myself with the right people, I will. Like all you people sitting right here that I'm going to read comments from. All right, we got Becky Underwood. Agree, Mr. Brown? She agrees with you. Thank you, Becky. And I think you posted something up here about a protest later on today. You're going to, okay, so something about protesters in Houston, Texas today at 3 p.m. I'm hoping things will work out okay and no problems. I also agree, Becky. I also hope that things go well because the protests in Vegas started off very peaceful last night, and unfortunately we wound up with an officer being shot. So I hope these protests start coming to more peaceful because George Floyd, right, is his name. George Floyd. His family got on there yesterday and said they don't want this to go down like this, like it has in the past, because we're seeing history repeat itself. And that's not something we really need today. We don't. We need actual change.
Correct.
Kind of like I had to change myself. I hated it. I hate actual change. I really do. I really do. Oh, boy. Let's see who else is here. Natasha. Always go with good energy. Not the bad. I agree, Natasha, and I think people can read energy today. And if you're not able to read energy, you really need to start paying attention to the energy that's around you. Because I felt energy last night in that crowd. Okay, and when I first got there, it was very weird. It was very uncomfortable. It was very unsettling. And my dog is having a fit. Oh, I'm hearing something else. Anyways, but the energy was very unsettling. The energy was very unsettling. And the thing is I worry about you drivers. Pay attention to your surroundings, even the energy that's around you. Seriously, it's not hard to tell. Remember, guys, you are the heartbeat of America. You need to be treated like the heartbeat of America. Remember to always keep that shiny side up, rubber side down. And since we don't have John today, honey, you have to do what to make money in the trucking industry?
Keep that left door closed.
Get it. Have a good day. Safe day, everybody. Make some money.